Hey everyone, I am here today to show you Raquel Welch Upstage in the color RL14/22SS, which is also known as shaded wheat. Oh, it's taking a little while to focus here. There you go. Oh wow. So Upstage is a super popular Raquel Welch style that it features a nearly 100% fully hand-tied cap. And so we'll talk a little bit about the cap in a minute. I will also get outside and show you what this beautiful piece looks like in outside light. This color is very dynamic, super pretty, very warm. And just so that you also know, this particular style from Raquel Welch is heat friendly. So you can take heat to this to add more curl or kind of do whatever you'd like to it. So before I do much more, let me show you what this one looks like on all sides. Just a really cute, kind of layered, trendy bob. All right, so the very first thing I noticed when I put this piece on my head and I looked in the mirror was this unbelievably awesome lace front. It is so spectacular. So we're gonna look at it right away. It is so amazing. All of the super light color is in the front because you can see it's rooted, but they left that rooting off of it in the front. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. One of the things I kind of was struggling with the style is how she lays on me, and so I thought, wow, I could totally pull this one, and maybe the color a little bit. It's a little light for me, but when I pull it off like this, like it just sort of, I don't know what it is about this contrast with the light lace front and the dark, but I just love that. I just really think it's super cute. So that is one really great thing. You can pull this off your face. You can take it, and if you wanted to use a little product and just kind of get her up in a fun, kind of swooped up style, you can totally do that. Or you can kind of play around so that she's a little bit flatter and a little bit sleeker. I just think the possibilities are endless with this one. Because she has a fully hand-tied cap and a full mono top, you can part her anywhere. She's sort of in an off-center part right now. Let me grab my comb. But if you wanted to, let's deviate from the norm and go to a right-hand part. Because a lot of wigs don't come with parts like this. But because of this top, you can part this anywhere you want. So for my sisters who struggle, because wig manufacturers, for whatever reason, don't make mono part wigs that part to the right, I would say, you know, on the right-hand side, you can do that with this one so easily. And so that is fantastic. Something else I'll mention is that this cap is big on me, and that is very typical of Raquel Welch wigs. And so keep in mind that they're, you know, a little bit sometimes big head friendly. And what that means is for those of us who have average circumference but very small measurements over the top of our head, we get a lot of extra cap in some of these wigs. This one is doing that to me, and she, in my kind of view, in my eye, she is giving me a little bit of a cone head. And I have noticed that if I pull her down in the back and I adjust her, I can kind of mitigate that, but I have noticed that a little bit. It just seems like there's a poof here, and it's not a poof of permatease, it's a poof of cap, and it's just how the cap fits me. Let's talk about this cap. So this isn't a cheap wig. This one is gonna set you back a little bit because you're paying for these really awesome cap features. So like I said, she has a full lace front. That's a little bit of makeup to draw out that part line a little bit. I actually got this wig from a wig sister, and she had put a little makeup there, and so that's Probably just either foundation or concealer. It doesn't hurt anything, but that's what's on there. And then we've got the soft ear tabs, the extended nape, Velcro adjusters. I have them cinched in just a little bit. So definitely if your circumference is bigger than mine, I'm 22 inches, you know, there's a little room to go out here. There'll be some stretch in here. And then if your measurements are bigger on the top of your head, for sure you're gonna be able to wear this comfortably. Now here's where I was saying before that she is almost a fully hand-tied cap. So when you go to the back of the wig here, all of this is hand-tied. And then at the very bottom, this is all what they call hand-tied wefting. So they've put wefting in because it just, wefting at the nape can help a wig to lay a little flatter at the nape and also tangle a little less. And so I think that's sometimes why wig manufacturers will do that. But for those of you who are not familiar with hand-tied caps, this is the back of the wig, and that's my fingers through the wig. One of the big benefits of a hand-tied cap is realism. So if you're wearing a wig and you want to do some styling, maybe you want to pull a wig up in clips, or if you're outside and it's super windy and your wig is blowing, the hair is blowing, you're not going to see wefts. It's going to seem as though it's coming, the hair's growing out of your head. That's a huge benefit to hand-tied caps. Another huge benefit to hand-tied caps is their comfort. Sometimes wefting can be itchy, depending on how much permatease they've used with the wefting. Sometimes it can be bulky feeling because those wefts are thicker. So if you're looking for a wig that has a slimmer profile, that feels like less on your head, and that doesn't have the permatease, fully hand-tied caps are typically permatease free. This one is permatease free. No permatease in this one. Then you might want to consider investing in a fully hand-tied cap. Again, you're going to pay a premium price for that, so it's that trade-off. What's it worth to you? Maybe you have a few less wigs because you really want the premium cap. Maybe you can live with the wefting and less cap features so you can have more wigs. You know, it's just what we all have to wrestle with. So let me put her back on. Again, I will get outside for you guys and show you how this shaded wheat color looks in outside light. It's a very pretty color. It's a very light. First of all, I will tell you, it's a super warm color. This color, let me get her situated here. She really just kind of wants to part more in the middle, like off center. So I've just been going with it for now. So this color is super, super warm. And it's kind of a yellow blonde. It has some streaks of what almost seem like a very light auburn. It doesn't say it has any auburn or any strawberry in it, but I don't know. I don't know if you can see those. Maybe it's just how that light, kind of light brown color looks on the blonde. I don't know, but it's super pretty. And then it's rooted. You can see the rooting there. And the root is quite the contrast. If you haven't noticed, I've been struggling to get her to kind of lay right. These fibers are so soft, so soft. So it's quite the contrast. And I would also say it's not shiny because of this heat-friendly fiber. Holy moly, you guys, I'm having more trouble than I think I've ever had before when I put a wig back on in these videos. Wow. It's not shiny. So I don't know how to say this. One of the things I struggle with Raquel Welch heat-friendly fibers is how the fibers feel and how they look. They have almost a matte finish to them. It's hard for me to put into words, but they have a kind of a coated feeling on them. They're very soft and very silky, but they feel sort of coated, and then they have this sort of matte finish, which is odd to my eye. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of not natural looking to me in some lights. So I, have said in the past, I'm not a huge fan of Raquel Welch heat-friendly fibers. I do have Belle Tress heat-friendly wigs, and in a straight bob like this, I would love Belle Tress. I just think that these fibers feel just a little different. Some of you who are afraid of heat-friendly fibers, though, I will tell you that this length is going to be a good length for this type of fiber because it's not going to rub on your clothing, and that's really why when heat-friendly fibers become a challenge. If you're wearing longer lengths, or if you wear a lot of scarves and things that are going to rub on these fibers, the friction from the clothing does fray those fibers a little bit. Now, heat will help that. Taking heat will kind of close those fibers back up again, and they'll smooth them out. In a straighter style like this, there's not a lot of risk to doing that because you don't have a curl pattern that you'll ruin. But for curly wigs, it can be a challenge because heat will remove some, if not all, of the curl, depending on how much you do. So just keep that in mind. But if you've been looking at this wig and thinking about it, I just wanted to give you another head to see it on. She's got lots and lots of sort of flippy ends because she is a bit layered, very, very long layers. So I would just say, you know, you can play with her, but she is going to kind of be a little flippy on the end. She doesn't lay like sleek and straight and smooth like a Jameson. So she also, even though she doesn't have permatease, I think you can get just a little bit of body out of her, and part of that I think is because of the heat-friendly fibers. They just kind of like to be messed with and then kind of stay. But if you're used to big poofy hair and you like to get big hair, I don't know that this will stay long. So you can mess with her and try to make her big, but she may just sort of sink down because she doesn't have the permatease to hold the style. But if you don't like permatease, I think you're gonna like that. All right, you guys, I'll get outside. Let me know if you have questions. This is out of the box. I think the wig sister who I got her from, I don't think she wore her, and she is really darling, and this color has grown on me so much. I may just have to see if I can wear her a little bit just to kind of desensitize myself to the blonde, because you know I'm not used to these really light blondes. All right, anyway, I've talked enough. Stick around for the outside look. Thanks for watching. All right, everyone, here is shaded wheat outside. Look at that beautiful blonde. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is such a pretty color. I just love the different dynamic shades running through it. It's definitely not boring. And then you've got that dark root. So if you don't like rooted colors, this one's got a pretty dark root on it, considering it's so light. So keep that in mind. It's so pretty though. Get a few different angles going here. I can't really go up against the house right now because we've got so much sunlight on it. Maybe I'll give it a try, because that gray background would look really a good contrast with this color. So fun little fact, my daughter and a friend are sitting on chairs over there watching me film these. That's never happened before. Okay, there we go. I guess that's not too bad in the sunlight here. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope that helped.